बोलिए सतगुरु महाराज की जय, सच्चे दरबार की jai. Thank you everyone for joining us for another spiritual discourse. Picture this. It's time for breakfast. You've poured yourself a bowl of oatmeal and you've poured your child one as well. You're sitting on the dining table, and while you're having your breakfast, you're scrolling through TikTok, looking at what the latest trends are. And your child is playing with their bowl, and you remind them to have their breakfast soon. It's going to be time for school. Shortly after, your child ends up spilling that bowl of oatmeal. The milk falls all over the table, all over them, and now it's dripping to the floor. You are distracted by a distraction from your distraction. Might be funny, but this is the reality of our lives today. We live in a world of distractions. A study done at Harvard states that an average human mind wanders 47% of the time. This study was done over a decade ago, so I'm sure that number has increased slightly. So we live our lives, living half of it distracted, not focused on what we're doing in the moment. And the psychologists Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert say that the human mind is a wandering mind, and a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. Their study proved that those individuals who were distracted most of the time were mostly unhappy. We may know many things about our families, where we come from, about our society, about our environment, maybe the field that we work in, we have great expertise. But what we do not know is how to willfully control, focus, and direct the mind. The power of concentration is something that many of us have not developed since an early age. Think about when you were distracted in class. What did your teacher say? Concentrate. Or at home, when you were not doing what you're supposed to do, or you spilled something in the kitchen while making a meal, what did your parents say? Concentrate. Or when you were playing hockey and you totally missed the puck, the coach said, concentrate. How many of us tell our children to concentrate? But have you ever been taught to concentrate? A technique that holds such great value and can be so important in all aspects of our lives, but yet we are never taught. Did you have any classes on concentration or a workshop where you were taught how to concentrate? No. In the old Gurukul system of learning, that was the first thing children were taught. And they used many different ways in order to help build their concentration power. There is a story of Arjun and his fellow students when they were with their teacher and learning the art of archery. One day they make a bird out of twigs and seat it on the branch of a tree. And one by one, they all were to aim at the eye of the bird. But before they were allowed to let their arrow go, their teacher asked, "What do you see?" Someone said they saw the whole horizon, the trees, the sunset behind it, the clouds. Someone said they saw the entire tree with the beautiful branches. And one by one, as they described what they saw, their teacher asked them to move aside and did not let them aim the arrow. It was only Arjun who was allowed to shoot his arrow. And that was because when he was asked, "What do you see?" he says, "I see only the eye of the bird." The teacher was trying to build their power of concentration. In today's day and age, we know that we need to concentrate. We know that we need to focus. But yet, we do not learn techniques to do that. We do not teach ourselves or teach students in schools how to concentrate. Although this is a very valuable technique. In the Katha Upanishad, Nachiketa talks to Yama, and Yama explains that the power to control the senses and the mind is the yoga of concentration. When we can engage our entire senses and our mind, enable it to focus on one task, on one object, that is concentration. There's 3 steps to concentration. The first is intense focus, engaging all the senses and the mind to the one task or one object. Then the second is avoiding any distractions, any noises, any sounds, anything that distracts you. And the third is to be able to hold that attention there for a long period of time. All of these 3 put together is concentration. So for example, if you're doing your homework, so you're focusing your senses, your eyes, everything is focused on your textbook. You're avoiding any distractions, so there's no background music playing, there is no TV blaring in the background, there are no distractions. And then you are focused on this for a long period of time till you finish your homework. That is concentration. In today's day and age, there are many concentration techniques that are passed off as meditation. But the truth is that all concentration techniques are not meditation techniques. So things like focusing on the flame of a candle, or reciting a mantra, or doing japa on a mala, or listening to some sort of nature sounds or music. All of these are concentration techniques. They help build your meditation practice. They help enhance your meditation practice, but they are not meditations. Just like concentration comes handy while we're playing sports, while we're going through school, while we're doing something at work, while we're having a conversation, concentration is just as important for our spiritual practice, for our meditation practice as well. In concentration techniques, we engage all of our senses and our mind to a particular task, to a particular object. But meditation happens through the awakening of the third eye. That is beyond the mind and beyond the senses. It doesn't engage the external senses, but in fact, it is the connection to our truth, to our eternal being, which is the soul. If you have a weak meditation practice, or you have a hard time focusing in your meditation, or a hard time being able to meditate, then it's advisable to practice concentration techniques before you get into your meditation practice. And that's why dharana, which is concentration, comes before dhyan, which is meditation, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So what can we do in order to build our concentration? if you can picture your attention being a light bulb in your head, and whatever you engage yourself in throughout the day, don't only try to practice concentration for meditation, but concentration is a tool, is a technique that is practiced throughout the day in order to strengthen it. So while you're doing anything, say for example, you're having a conversation with someone, your attention, your light bulb, give that person that light bulb. So your entire attention, entire focus is on this individual you're having a conversation with. Say you're reading a book, give your book your light bulb. So your entire focus, entire attention is on this book. Say you're watching a movie, give the TV screen your entire attention, your light bulb. So if you can think of your attention as a light bulb, and before you engage in a task, you intentionally give that person, that book, that email, give it your light bulb, so that while you're engaged in that activity, your entire focus is there. The more you do this with many different things throughout the day, the more you will build your concentration power. There is an ancient yogic technique called tratak, which is focusing on the flame of a candle. That also helps build our concentration, our focus. You can use a mala, use a mantra. If you're having a hard time focusing on your breath, use a mantra tied to your breath to help build your focus. So throughout your day, in different activities, try and give it your full attention without any distractions, focusing on the task at hand. As you build your concentration power, meditation will come easier. If you're having a hard time in your meditation practice, then go back and start practicing concentration techniques. And brothers and sisters, for all of those who have kids or any younger siblings, instead of telling them to concentrate, teach them to concentrate. Build simple activities throughout the day, focusing on the flame of a candle, or focusing on a particular picture or their beautiful object or toy or something that they like. Having them focus on that, for even if you can get them for a few minutes on a daily basis to focus completely, that over time will build their concentration power, which will come in handy in every aspect of their life. So instead of telling them to concentrate, teach them to concentrate. On that note, we'll conclude today's discourse. Till next time, stay safe. God bless.